Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Brothers podcast, your daily dose of anime adventure. And I'm your host, JD, here with my other host, Mr. Earthworm, not wearing sexy outfit, just wearing a 4 Year Strong sweatshirt. Great band. Yes, welcome. How you doing, man?
I'll tell you how I'm doing, JD. Any of you out there look at me last week, say, look at that fool dressed up in women's clothing. I'm going to tell you what, listener. I'm more of a man than any of you could be. And this Sunday at WrestleTopia, I'm going to go out in my bunny girl and I am going to win the Anime Brothers World Heavyweight Championship. And there ain't nothing you, JD, or any of you out there watching or listening are going to say about it.
If you haven't noticed, Earthworm's been watching wrestling.
I had to cut my own promo there, buddy.
No, that was actually pretty good. You ever think about doing that stuff?
Doing actual wrestling? Oh, God.
Well, no, coming up with scenarios and acting it out. Maybe you can act, be the next Hulk Hogan.
No, I can't fucking act.
No.
And I know I cannot do the physical things that wrestlers do.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm going to take one bump and be like, I don't want to play anymore.
It hurts. My knees hurt again.
This sucks. Yeah, dude, my fucking knees are already junk. I don't need to go in the world of professional wrestling to make them any worse.
Right, exactly. But no, so welcome, everybody. The second, hopefully, YouTube video. I always say hopefully because we don't know.
We're trying our best here.
Yeah, we're trying our best here. And also for all you listeners that have been here for the longest time, you've made it to this topic. Hopefully you'll see the title. But it has to do with finally taking advantage of this YouTube, but also like having you guys listen to it as well. We're going to do our 3x3s.
Yes, sir.
We're finally going to do it basically. Like the 9 anime that kind of, we say, describe us.
Yeah. Yeah. So give you a good idea of our taste. And I don't know. There's a chance we might go on a little bit of a run of a 3x3. Not every week, but
a
there
little
might
bit of
be,
what?
I'm just saying, like we have, like you said, we're on video now, so we can kind of put a visual with it if people want to see that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely doing this one. Keep in mind in the future, might be a couple more 3x3s coming your way. But this is kind of our general anime taste 3x3. We're going just broad anime out of all the shit that we've watched. 9 anime that give people a general idea of what we're into, what we like to watch. Maybe you listening, you watching at home can listen to this and give us recommendations, something that we might not have our eye on, that you think, oh, well, if you like all these, then this is the perfect anime for you. And after this episode's out, feel free, join the Discord, send us your 3x3s, because I'd love to see what people consider their like taste makers.
Yeah. And also for any YouTubers, comment down below.
Yeah.
Smash that like button. I'm not used to it. Anyway,
we're going to do that ironically for a couple of weeks, and then we're probably going to stop.
If you want to like it, like it.
Yeah. Do you, homie. Do you.
But so before we get to the topic at hand, we kind of need to check up on ourselves. Obviously, we already know that you are into the wrestling right now. The what we call the quarterly Earthworm interest for the year. I like to make a joke because it's true.
It's not wrong, dude.
I go through less. I go through more spells, but they're just like a week.
Yeah,
you're like the longer one, so I commit.
I get real.
You
deep
get in depth
rabbit
with it,
holes,
so.
bro.
But some of the things we talked about before we got on the podcast about wrestling and shit. And there's some good moments. There's some really good moments.
Yeah, dude. Anybody out there who might have watched wrestling as a child, and doesn't watch anymore, that's me, man. Like, so as I do with most things I get invested in, I have to go find a video game where I can simulate it in some way.
Right.
Yeah. So I bought Pro Wrestling Simulator. It's on Steam. It's pretty much just Vince McMahon simulator, pretend, book wrestling gigs and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that and I'm playing that and I'm having fun, but those are very directionless games. So where it's like, you make your own fun here, pal. There are no objectives. As long as you don't lose all your money, like, just go crazy. You want to
see, you're doing a lot of the history of like wrestling and all that stuff. Do you know when the WWF was like formed?
When the WWF?
Yeah.
So
I wanted to look it up, but when I put WWF, I think that's also
World Wildlife Foundation.
Yeah.
It probably, if you looked up WWE, it'd probably find it. Before the WWF as we know it, it was I think, Worldwide Wrestling Federation, so the WWF.
WWF.
Yeah, and I believe that was Vince McMahon's dad who ran that. Again, this is all information I've
1963.
absorbed. Okay, cool. So this is all information I've absorbed in the past week. So anybody out there who's a historian, I'm probably going to get some minor details fucked up. I apologize. So yeah, WWF changed to WWF, I think sometime in the late 70s, early 80s when
Right.
Vince took over. And then, as we know, got sued internationally because of the World Wildlife Foundation, became WWE in 2003,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So yeah. Anyway, I've been playing Pro Wrestling Simulator, booking people, Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, going at it. It's a mod. I got a mod from 2001, so like back in the heyday, you know. And then I realized I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been out of wrestling for so long. Like all these storylines and like these YouTube videos I'm watching are so interesting, and I'm so invested. But then I'm like, I have no idea how to book a wrestling gig. Like I got through 1 month, got through the Royal Rumble, and I'm like, what do I do now? Do I keep the feud going? Do I start a new feud?
I peaked?
Yeah,
have
like,
I peaked making these matches?
I'm like, how many like back and forth wins and losses is too many? I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. And I'm sure somebody out there is like, well, you're the manager, buddy. You do whatever you want. And I'm like, yes, you're right.
I care about what these people think.
But yeah, I do. I want to kind of at least keep with the guidelines of what wrestling promoters would normally do, and then kind of tweak it from there. I don't want to just blow it up and make some like what would in real life be considered some carnival ass bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I don't know.
If I was you, I'd be making some supermarket like Booker T getting beat up by Stone Cold Steve Austin, where he's like, "You want some milk?" and then smashes it over his head. I'm sorry, you just can't recreate that, but I would like to.
So I'm gonna say two things because I'm and then I'll get off of it. I'm sure. There's
I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, sure, and I'm sure there's not a lot of people out there who give a fuck about wrestling. Like, there's probably a select amount, but everybody
it's
else
popular.
Everybody else is probably like, shut the fuck up, dude. Which is fair. It's one of those things. If you don't like it, you probably don't want to fucking hear about it.
Yeah.
So, two things. One, I watched a little bit of the most recent AEW, and that was pretty cool. Like, I don't know any of the storylines because I only watched one episode and I only got like an hour or two into it.
Yeah.
Not even that long, maybe an hour. But I was invested enough to where it's like, all right, we're going to do this again. And second thing I want to say is in my game of Pro Wrestling Sim, you mentioned Booker T. And this is why I bring this up.
5-time champion.
So this is a mod where the WCW and ECW never got bought out by the WWE.
Okay.
So I still have competition. I didn't want to just be like the king and have nobody like to work against. So I wanted those companies still around. So the Booker T is still in the WCW. And I was looking at his stats and I realized I can't hire him yet, even if the opportunity comes up.
Why not?
Because he is only the 3-time WCW champion, and he is not the 5-time WCW champion. And I will not hire him until he gets the opportunity to become the 5-time WCW champion. Did you notice he always says it 5 times? That's good character work right there.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's a little. That's me being strict to my ways. If I take that away from Booker T, literally, what else does he have?
Nothing.
He had King Booker, but that was a terrible gimmick, I think.
No, yeah,
I thought that was really annoying.
I like the 5-time champion.
5-time.
Stop. Okay. Yeah. So anything else with that?
No. Anything else with wrestling? No, I've been working my way through summertime rendering. Yeah, I'm very. We're gonna
How far?
Not. We don't have to talk about that. Okay. All right. I was given the option to procrastinate, and what the fuck do you think I did?
Oh, I knew it was gonna happen as soon as. Late February. Well, he ain't gonna watch it till the last week.
Yeah. So the hint, wink, wink. We'll be covering that on a friend podcast very soon.
But you'll never know who it is.
You'll never know,
even though the person posted in our Discord.
Yeah, literally. And then, obviously, when it's released, you know what? No, we're not going to tell him because these dirty goddamn fans have never shown me any respect.
There you go.
So, like hell, if I'm going to tell them about the summertime rendering episode, he did the.
You can't. All YouTubers know.
You can't see me. It's weird, man. It's kind of crazy how the WWE took the most he literally an invisible guy and made him a star.
Yeah, he became an action star. Yeah.
Dude, for like 10 years we were watching a guy wrestling just a ghost, and Vince McMahon's a genius. He pulled that off.
All right, so we'll get off the wrestling because it's been long enough.
Okay.
I'll say that I have been doing nothing but basically you are now with the wrestling, and that is Hogwarts Legacy.
And all you wizards out there, that's
right.
Listen.
You better listen, brothers and sisters. 46 hours into it,
Holy shit!
and I'm trying to get like everything.
Been
in
like
the
out
game.
for a week, right? That's a good chunk.
And like my wife's kind of furious because she's a heavy, Harry Potter fan. Like anything you need to ask her, she'll know pretty much, which is it's great to have when you're asking questions.
She's our encyclopedia of Harry Potter.
She comes down
knowledge.
and she's had the game just as long as me, played it, and she's like level 25, and I'm like sitting there at almost max level at 37, and my like percentage of all my challenges is at 85%. I've almost completed every challenge in the game. She's just like, I don't like this. She's like, I hate you sometimes. I'm like, what? She's like, you game. I'm like, well, yeah, I used to be a gamer. I've kind of laid down a little bit, but this is a really good game, and I enjoy it. So I've been having a blasty blast. I haven't learned the killings. I actually just learned it. The killing spell, the curse that should not be used.
Yeah. Can't you? Okay, hear me out though.
What's up?
Aren't there? Can't you kill people with other spells?
You pretty much kill everybody else in any combat. They literally dissipate. They catch on fire. You slam them against. My favorite thing to do is levitate them.
Yeah.
Pull them to you with Accio, and then I'm right in front of a cave wall. I'll do Depulso, which is like a force push, and they literally splat into the wall and die from the hit.
So I'm just thinking of this.
But if you do Avada Kedavra, you're a bad person because it was an instant kill.
So I'm thinking of like a death row inmate, and instead of like, I assume Avada Kedavra is. It's an instant death, right? You
no matter what you use it on, it will die.
So it's essentially like a lethal injection.
But then,
right?
Yeah. So it's justice, but reversed.
But it's like a death row inmate, and it's like, hey, buddy, we would do lethal injection, but that's the most evil thing because that just immediately kills you. So all the guards are going to take turns beating the shit out of you with a baseball bat until you just
setting you on fire,
stop bleeding.
Yeah.
What the fuck, J.K. Rowling?
Well, see, she had nothing to do with the game. That's why the developers are separate from that. It's just the world itself. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, why is the Avada Kedavra so bad?
It's the most peaceful way to die, apparently, because you just levitate a guy 20 feet in the air.
In the movies, there's a lot less killing from the good wizards.
And
they're like Jedi.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't do the Force lightning. They're not trying to maim you. Jedis are, so it's kind of like the wizards. Then you have the dark wizards, and the dark wizards, if they get mad and you're fucking up their shit, they're just gonna kill you. Or if they need information, they're going to curse you, with Crucio. It's like...
I mean, you can't have a video game without having, casual murder.
But
what's the point?
It's not Red Dead Redemption 2 where you can walk into a city, look at your classmates, and like they make the jokes that you can just kill You can't do that. The game will not allow you to do that. So you're still a good student. You're only bad to the poachers, spiders, things that no one deems well worthy to live.
The others, we're gonna make complete groups of people.
And I'm
bad.
fine with that. Am I gonna torture a spider with Crucio? Yes. I do not, want big giant spiders in my world.
Sure.
I don't go over in the corner and kill a spider because I'm like, oh, he's doing his thing. But let me tell you, if it's big and it's like near me, I want to kill it. So
yeah. Fair enough, dude. I get you, dog.
Thank you.
I feel you.
But yeah, no, it's just been doing that, and unfortunately, I'm starting to slow down with the anime because of that. But I know we have seasonals coming up. But I finally started Monster.
Okay, hell yeah.
First 5 episodes, I've been watching it before I go into work, like an hour. I'm having like cereal or something, and I'm just watching it. It's Japanese, so there's no dub yet.
I am a Japanese man. I can't wait to get to that part.
But I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how it's gonna go 74 episodes. I really don't. They already seem like they're explaining the plot, the kind of story behind. I don't even know what the story's about. Like, I didn't know what it was before I watched it. But I feel like I already have a good idea what's going on. And it's only been 5 episodes. I'm like, how are they getting 70? But maybe something happens.
I'd assume that's what makes Monster kind of like the masterpiece that it is, or that people consider it, because it's a kind of. It sounds like a fairly simple plot, Guy saves kid ends up being murdered.
I didn't even know that. I don't think you ever told me that. So I'm just like, he saves the kid. This is the first episode.
Yeah,
and the kid turns out to be like.
This is like the plot of Monster. It turns out to be a serial killer.
So I'm already at that. And I'm like, so how do you keep this going
it?
For 74 episodes?
And I think that's kind of what makes it good. Is it's one of those like very simple plots that ends up being more convoluted than anybody could really picture.
Yeah.
I assume they do it well, but I'm optimistic that you say it's like, well, it looks like everything's going to be wrapped up, because that tells me that there's going to be just
some kind of big thing,
some crazy fucking fork in the road where it's like, we're here now. I never thought we'd get here because it was set up so simple, and now this hospital's on fire and my leg is gone. I don't know.
That really happens. That means you know what happens.
I'm pretty good at predicting stuff, man.
Oh, I thought you did know, and you just didn't want to tell me.
I almost got the Axeman in Chainsaw Man. He was a katana guy.
Well, no, Axeman probably coming later.
I think he should be.
Should be.
Just saying, Fujimoto, if you're listening, I give you gold. All right, you don't have to shout me out.
But yeah. So I finished Summertime Render and all that
Okay,
stuff.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited for you to get to the end of that. But no, there's really no other anime updates. I do need to step up again and start doing that. But until I finish Hogwarts Legacy, it's gonna kind of take over my life.
That's completely understandable, my guy.
And I've been watching the Harry Potter movies.
Okay, sure, yeah, you're steeped in it with Hogwarts.
I figured I'll go
Makes
through the entire
sense.
movies, criticize, give my ratings, blah blah blah.
I mean, at least you're playing something that people want to like talk to you about, and that you can like
Yeah.
exchange popular culture ideas and shit. I'm like, hey man, what do you think? Should the Undertaker fight Chris Jericho this Sunday? And
But someone's like, yeah,
and everybody's like, I don't give a fuck.
No, there's someone out there that likes it, or a lot of people that like it.
Okay, yes, people that like wrestling. It's like your fantasy football team. Talking to your friends about fantasy football, it's one thing. Nobody wants to listen to a fucking podcast or a radio show about your fucking fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Like, it's your team. Nobody else cares as much as you do. Nobody else cares about my stupid little wrestling promotion game like I do.
Right.
So.
All right.
I accept that, though.
All right. So before we get to the topic, there's
Yeah,
one
we got
last
a
matter
couple-
we got.
We got a couple things. We got a few shout outs we got to do.
Yes, we do.
Because we got some cool people that have been showing some extra special support.
Got some new patrons too.
2 new patrons.
Mm-hmm.
2 new patrons in the time. We might have actually had one of them that signed up before the Anime Brothers Awards, but with the spectacle that was,
Yeah, and
I think it kind of got lost
we have
in
to
the
look through
shuffle.
the emails, and then it's like, oh, this person became a patron a little late to the party.
So-
I apologize.
First of all, we want to shout out Embium. Thank you, Embium, for
Thank you.
becoming a patron. You are a homie.
He's not even going to be watching probably, but I'm pointing to
That's
you.
all good, you know?
Yeah.
It's all good. And we also want to shout out Kai, or better known as Clear and Sweet, for also becoming a patron.
Yep.
If you don't know who Clear and Sweet is, again, it's Kai. He does, first of all, was on the Bochi the Rock episode that I did not too long ago. Kai does in-depth, deep analysis breakdowns of probably your favorite magical girl show. He has a fucking 12-episode series on Madoka. I think it's 12 episodes. It might be more. On frame-by-frame Madoka Magica breakdown.
That's crazy.
It's outstanding. You didn't know people could put this much work into their shit. So special shout out to Kai for becoming a patron. And if you got an extra second, go check out one of his videos. Real cool guy.
Absolutely.
And one more special shout out. And this one goes out to our already previous patron, Top Flight. Top Flight, just want to say, my guy, you're a homie. You did something special for us.
Thank you.
You know what you did, okay? And it's good. And we thank you.
We'll never forget it.
Anybody else sitting around listening? This isn't about you, okay?
This is about
Just
Top Flight.
Listen, close your ears right now, okay? Because this is about me, JD, and Top Flight, all right? We got something special going. And, yeah, we love you, buddy, okay? Again, you know what you did, and we appreciate you. Yep.
Like a heart?
Well, it hard enough.
Looks
yeah.
like one. Yeah.
It's people know what the hand gesture is. I think people will know.
Okay.
And yeah, no, that stays between just us girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Is it that big a deal? Are we fucking around with you? You'll never know.
Thank you to all the patrons. Thank you for anyone that's supporting us. Like, actually, you helped us with this whole YouTube thing. So once again, thank you very, very much. So from the bottom of our hearts.
Again, I want to point out this little fucking interface thingy. It's big and it's got sliders. I like it.
We just feel that energy. We just feel so much like livelier in here.
I feel professional now. Before it was just like 2 dudes sitting in a room talking and like recording
We're
it.
slowly patting the walls. It's like, God, we're taking a while.
Yeah. Now it's like, we're fucking doing this, bro.
Exactly.
We're fucking doing this.
So, are you ready?
About as ready as I'll ever be.
Let's get to it. And now it's time for the topic. And I'm blinded.
Yeah,
Let's just,
still getting this all worked out, all right? Lighting is the thing.
Yeah.
I turned it down because it was very bright. Forgot to turn it up for the video. We might have looked a little broody, a little fucking vampiric. Not what
won't
we
know.
were going for. I'll be honest. So if you all were like, wow, man, they're...
We brightened it up for the topic because we're going to be
brightened it up.
energized now for
We're
this.
here.
Yeah.
We're here. We're ready to go. As we mentioned before, these are our anime 3x3s. 9 anime that give people a good taste of what we like, give you an idea of what's something that we can recommend, a Venn diagram-esque thing, if you will.
Now, this isn't the same as our like top 50 anime.
No.
Though you'll see probably maybe some will pop up in the 3x3, but it's for more than just the purpose of like, oh, I gave it a 10. That's why. It's more of like what defines us. So like the top 50 anime is a lot different than this 3x3, you know?
Yeah, like
that's what I want to make sure is addressed by it.
Yeah, like I don't know your 3x3 as you do not know mine
know yours.
yet.
I have a guess on some because it makes sense for other reasons, you know, stuff like that.
But I think ideally none of us are going to pop out a 3x3 and have it be all Shonen Jump Battle Shonen. You know what I mean? Like, because that really doesn't...
That's where you're wrong.
And if that's the case, then it's like, so you only like shonen...
I feel like I've gone more...
Yeah, no, sure.
I've changed, not the most, but I've definitely gone in a lot of different waters that you'd look at me and be like, he would never do that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's definitely like we're going to try to spread it out genre-wise. It's going to be kind of all over the place. Definitely something that you might think, wow, I didn't think you liked that show that much. Well, we do, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first? How do we settle this?
You want to do a rock, paper, scissors?
I mean, we can
we can't move.
No, we can do it across the table.
We're going to go like that.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Aha!
Damn it.
I am the champion.
You going first?
I will go first. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, real quick. I'm going to fucking...
Just you gotta pop it up again?
Yeah, you can see. Obviously, everybody can see it right here. Yes, there it is. There's my 3x3. Hello.
Are you putting on your side or mine?
Which is going to be right in the middle. So we'll... haha. Okay. But, just so JD can also see it, I'm gonna go ahead and message him because
you're messaging me?
Yeah.
How am I
that's that. Never mind. That's fair. This is a new experience for us. Damn it!
Do you want to write it on a piece of paper?
No, it's cool, man. I'll just tell you what I got here. Let me just open it up. Bada bing, so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. All right. So starting off, top left, we have Akira, and then we're gonna go clockwise around, and we're gonna finish in the middle. Okay.
Oh, so you're going to just say them all? Okay,
yeah, I'm going to say them all, and then we can go into them, and I will explain why they are all on my 3x3.
Yeah, what sucks is I can't look at it to be like, okay, so this first pick, right?
Let's just pretend it's there, you know?
Yeah. So never mind. Say all your things. I already have something to say after Akira. Jesus Christ.
All right, yeah, no, we'll get into it afterwards. So I got starting top, going around, finish in the middle. We have Akira, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Maiden Abyss, specifically Season 2, but I'll take it all if you need me to. Then we are going down to Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Further down to Haikyuu. Then we are going back left to My Dress Up Darling. Then we have Bocchi the Rock on the bottom. Then we have going up one, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5, Golden Wind. And right in the middle, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Damn.
And that's there it is.
I wish
baby.
you did write it down so I can look at this over and I'm going to have to keep asking.
I tell you what.
Oh.
You
made a 3x3?
Yeah, I literally made. You're going to have to do one too and send it to me.
Oh.
So I can put it in the video.
Terrific.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can do it for you if you need me to do everything.
Well, okay. First thing I got to say from looking at
goddamn relationship, I can't handle it.
My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah.
I have so many. Anyway.
Okay. All right. Pick
Akira
one.
first. So did you pick Akira because you're like, I need a movie in there? Because I was thinking of getting a movie, and then I'm like, I just decided to do anime series, but I guess it is an anime 3x3.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of different reasons why I picked Akira. One, because I picked Akira to be my poster child for I love amazing fluid animation.
I'm not going to lie. I was thinking the same thing, but I did not put it on there because I didn't think of movies.
And that's fair. Yeah. I understand. I dick ride Akira a lot. I love it's also there to kind of show my love for cell shaded animation.
Right.
1988, like this was before we had all the fucking computer stuff. It's just such a gem of a time. So it's there. It's very much there for like the vibe, the aesthetic of that like 1980s, the post-apocalyptic cyberpunk type feel to it. You got a little, I don't know, and a lot of it has to do with that 80s vibe, but definitely there for the showcase of animation that was Akira. Yeah. I thought about putting Redline there too, and it was really a
toss-up.
It was a fucking battle royale right there for a minute between the two of them. I picked Akira because of the time period it was made. Like Redline's amazing, but it's a little more modern day polished, I guess. Where like I said, Akira has that like that thick 1988 aesthetic, that nasty OVA kind of like unsaturated colors, or just something about it, man. The history of Akira, it fucking literally changed the landscape of anime especially in America. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not
What's your
sure
password?
what else.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't have my finger on it and it just went away. Okay, so yeah, I like the Akira. To be honest, going forward, like I won't have it in my 3x3, but I want to know that like that's one of the top movies for me too, because
Sure.
the 80s and everything that it did in its time and breaking records and stuff like that. It's like almost like all those awards and stuff help it carry to like why I
Yeah.
think it deserved, but it's also it was a good story, though the movie couldn't do exactly what the manga did. I still was enthralled by it. So
I will watch Akira if anytime anybody's like, "Hey, you want to watch Akira?" I'm like, "You're
so
fucking
even
right, I
Evangelion,
do."
I'm not going to argue. I get it. I totally get it. That's for you. You know, that's a.
I mean, just in case
definition.
anybody out there is wondering, I will.
I'll tell you the ones I'm surprised by.
Okay, yeah. Well,
I want to go for
the
the heavy surprise ones.
Okay.
I think you're riding Made in Abyss like too recent, but I know the second season just blew you away. But for the 3x3, is it more of just Shay like your scope of where you go or something like that?
I put Made in Abyss on there, and again, I'm specifically referring to the second season mostly. And that's kind of my inner fucking edgy 14-year-old.
Yeah, you normally don't like edgy.
But it's like a matured version of that edgy 14-year-old. So the stuff
and Bocchi the Rock, damn.
Yeah.
Both recent ones.
True.
Yeah.
So the stuff that you see in Made in Abyss is like real fucked up. I went through it in our episode. I told you all the fucked up shit that happened.
Yeah.
It's real visceral, and it's like, wow, how could this ever happen to people? And it really hits you in the gut. But I think it's done in a way to where it's not edgy for the sake of being edgy. It's not just like, let's see the most fucked up shit we can do for the sake of doing fucked up shit. There's something behind it. There's some meaning behind it, and I don't know that I'm not going to try to pinpoint the meaning because I don't think I can. But it feels more sincere than just like an Elfen Lied where it's like blood and guts and titties, yeah. So I put that there because it's the best example of that deep, dark, kind of borderline too edgy anime that I really enjoy, you know, because I like that kind of horror feeling, that kind of despair feeling. Like I've said it before, a controlled despair is a really good feeling for me, and I really enjoy it. And I think Made in Abyss does that better than most things. And like I said, it doesn't go over the line of, wow, this is just some fucking 16-year-old emo kid's wet dream. It feels that there's heart behind it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why Made in Abyss made it there specifically.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at it. I mean, I'm looking at mine. I'm like, okay, mine aren't that old either, but like you have 3 or 4 2022 released
I have a lot of
animes,
new of them.
and I'm like, damn.
I do have a decent amount of new ones. I guess I didn't really
and then,
think of
then
that.
you have the classic older ones, which is Akira, Evangelion, Yu Yu Hakusho, and then the medium area, which is JoJo's Haikyuu and My Dress Up Darling, which was like a year or two ago. So
yeah, My Dress Up Darling was this past year, along with Bocchi the Rock and
so
and Made in
my
Abyss.
last thing, and this is just because the recency thing. So you already think is Bocchi more for like your musical side, everything that is it feels like you and an anime. Because why does it deserve the 3x3 already?
Bocchi's got a little bit of everything. So, I thought about putting other shows like a couple of KyoAni shows. I thought about putting Dragon Maid in that spot. I thought about putting K-On! In that spot as well. Because I wanted something that kind of exemplified my love for a kind of mundane, cute girls doing cute things. But I didn't want something, obviously, I don't want like in a Kebi sailor uniform because that was just far too moe for me.
Yeah.
And I really like some sort of plot, some driving factor that's not just we're having fun being in a band or something. So Bocchi for me is a great example of what moe can do, to where it's like you have really good characters and they're all cute girls doing cute things, but
is it really a moe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's the most moe ever. I wouldn't say it's like it's not pandering to moe fans like a K-On! Would be, to where it's like this is fucking moe and you're gonna drown.
Well, this
in
is
the
already
moe-ness.
like overpowered K-On! Like really taken over K-On! Already. Like if you like K-On!, this is even better.
Sure. A lot of people have said that, and I think recency bias has a little bit to do with it, but I think also people who aren't right down for the moe factor, like Bocchi the Rock. I also put Bocchi the Rock on there because kind of like Akira, where Akira is what you can do in making animation look real. You know what I mean? How
Bocchi the Rock?
Bocchi the Rock's kind of the opposite, where they take the medium of animation and they say, this is animation. We can do anything with this.
Right.
let's do anything with this. You know what I mean? So there are multiple times in the show where it cuts to a fucking 2-minute scene of claymation animation and stop motion shit where Bochi's made of clay. And there's like, it just completely changes art styles. This is an anime that knows it's anime and being made
and taking advantage of it. Yeah.
Taking advantage of it 100%. It's very fun. It's very cute. It's kind of my wholesome representative for this 3x3.
Well, there's a second one that's wholesome.
Which one?
Well, because this is the other one that, like I was say, Haikyuu, I get it.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
I'll talk about Haikyuu after, but I want to know the ones you're like concerned about.
Like I said, I'm not going to be concerned about Cyberpunk. Like, should I have put it in mine? Probably, but I was like, I don't know. If it defines
I've got my specific reasons for Cyberpunk.
Got you. But no, it's My Dress Up Darling.
Okay.
Out of a lot of things that we watch, and I know you are like a more of a Marin stan over like Comey or any of these certain shows, but it's like, I don't know if it's like you're horny for a show that you had to put on there, but
that's part of it.
I knew you liked it, but I didn't think it was something that it defines you and like gonna be in your 3x3. So I'm like, why'd you put that?
So I needed a romance representative, something that
yeah. This is really like a little bit of Earthworm's character, but from this, it looks like he's an edgy shonen death type of person. But this boy's watched more romance drama stuff than me, so I'm just surprised by this. It's like
I didn't want to have it filled completely up with romance.
But you have like two. You have just Bochi, which isn't romance.
Bochi's not a romance.
My Dress. That's what I mean. That's it. That's literally only one romance, and you are not that. You are more of that guy.
Yeah,
so it's weird.
You're not wrong. So let me explain My Dress Up Darling. So I put
Okay.
that on there because I think it's a great representative for my romantic taste, just as a whole. So I could have put Fruits Basket, but that's honestly, it doesn't have the sexual tension that I really enjoyed from My Dress Up Darling. Now, I think that Fruits Basket's probably a better romance. Yeah, probably, or a better show. Maybe I would say like I think Fruits Basket is definitely a better show, but My Dress Up Darling is just horny enough. It's super wholesome and sweet when it comes to like the relationship between Gojo and Marin. I don't know. Like I thought about putting like Kaguya-sama Love is War, which I probably
You don't even have that on there.
No, I didn't.
The awards really kicked it in the ass, huh?
It hurt, man. No. I just thought My Dress Up Darling was a perfect, like, it's like the start of Earthworm's interest in romance. My Dress Up Darling has it all. You can go to the more horny romances of like a Miss Nagatoro even, where it's like this is just some kids getting into some stupid antics and being goofballs. Or you can from there you can go to like a Fruits Basket where it's like this is more drama and the romance is deep. Obviously, Dress Up Darling doesn't have, at least in the first season, any like real hard-hitting fucking trauma or shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's got a little bit of it. Gojo's going through his shit. He's kind of an outcast, this, that, and the other thing. Comey, I thought, was good. I like Comey, don't get me wrong, but it's almost too much of a slow burn where it's like
That's saying a lot from you.
And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying we're talking about the cream of the crop rising to the top here. You know what I mean?
Cream of the crop rising to the top.
Where
I like that.
I can see the relationship in My Dress Up Darling progressing quicker than I just think Tadano and Comey they're gonna really ride out neither of them are willing to say anything, or neither of them.
Well, the whole point of the girl is she's really shy. At least they explain that at the beginning.
I don't think it's bad. But I'm excited. Like in My Dress Up Darling, you've already had like, bumping uglies almost.
Yeah, you had a boner.
Yeah, you've had fucking like dry grinding and so whatever the kids are doing nowadays.
They used to call that shrimping in my day.
They used to call that shrimp. Oh God. So that's why that's the biggest reason why I picked My Dress Up Darling. It's got the romance, it's got the comedy, it's got the horny. I think it's just got everything that all the branches of the romance that I like. It kind of has a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So that's why that one's on there.
But everything else I understand. I don't even think you need to explain Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah, I mean,
get it.
Yu Yu Hakusho's there because it has everything.
Yeah.
It has fights, it has action, it has romance, it has emotional stakes. It is the culmination of everything I like in anime shoved into 108 episode anime.
Yeah.
As far as Haikyuu goes, that one's a pretty chill one.
That's the sports category.
Well, it's
like our only sports, but it's the sports. Thank you once again, Danny, for showing us that.
Absolutely. I made my entire thing and didn't have Haikyuu on and ended up putting it on towards the end as my representative for sports. Now,
Yeah.
lukewarm on sport. I don't like every sports anime that comes out, but there are certain ones that do, and I like. And I think the closer to Haikyuu they are, the more likely I am to like them. Even though like Blue Lock might not be super close to Haikyuu in like the teamwork aspect and building relationships, but you have those over the top epic moments where it's like, oh, you thought I was out? Well, now I'm not because I'll never give up. It has a lot of that bullshit, and I like that. I like that out of Haikyuu. So when it comes to sports anime, the more Haikyuu like it is, the more I'm into it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's my mecha representative. That's for my.
It's one of the old ones and all that stuff. Old fashioned. Yeah.
It's got the old school animation.
I'm looking at mine. I realize none of mine are old.
It's fair.
Isn't that horrible?
I didn't pick anything from.
But that's where Akira was on
decades.
the mind. But yeah.
And I mean, for Ava, I love philosophy in my anime. I love anime that makes me kind of think about shit and think about how people live and what it's like to be human and all that shit.
Right.
And I think Ava has done that better than any anime that I've seen. Like Devilman Crybaby, amazing. I loved, the ending fucking was like, whoa, holy shit, can't believe it. Everything up to it was like, whoa, what does it really mean to be human? What Ava does is just, no anime has made me just blow up my entire thought process like Ava has. And it's got big robots that are fighting in it. Son of a bitch, man.
Half of those robots, I'm like, when I don't look at mech stuff, but I would love a figure of the Ava that fucking Shinji rides.
Absolutely. And like
100%.
And then Cyberpunk was kind of my Imaishi thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's one of the best stories wrapped up in 10 episodes. Yeah. I should have put it on my 3x3. I am a Cyberpunk fanboy in a way already. I'm not.
What the fuck? Fake fan.
Fake fan. I'm not. Yeah, but it's just like I get it, but it just amazed me on your 3x3 how many were so recent. But then I'm thinking like mine are pretty recent too.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
I mean, they're Oh, we said it before. We'll say it
adjusted.
Again. A lot of good fucking anime came out last year, man. A lot of good.
We're gonna have to change these 3x3s over time.
Oh, sure, sure. But like for Cyberpunk, obviously Imaishi. I thought about putting Gurren Lagann, but I sat back and thought, okay, you get to pick an anime and you get to say it has the DNA of Cyberpunk or Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the DNA of Cyberpunk. Gurren Lagann's fucking amazing. One of my favorite anime of all time. But I don't think you can ever recreate Gurren Lagann or something similar to it and have it be good. Right. And have it be legitimately 10 out of 10, in my opinion, good. You had something like G Gundam's kind of goofy like Gurren Lagann, but it's not what fucking Lagann was. And I think that was such a perfect storm of everybody who would, not everybody, but like Imaishi and shit, they had worked on Ava and they had seen the depression and all the fucking life outlook that Ava was like, and they were like, well, this is stupid. We can be anything. We can, as long as you believe and have fighting spirit, like, no. fuck being depressed. Just be happy, damn it.
Congratulations.
Exactly. Yeah. So they took it's just such a perfect storm. You couldn't make a Gurren Lagann again. I would take something that was made like Cyberpunk. Absolutely balls to the walls, crazy 1990s OVA action where people are just getting blown up at every fucking
blasted.
Frame. Just
people jacking off in little jack-off machines on the side of the road.
It's like it's such
edgy.
It's
edge runners.
It is edgy, but it's not. It doesn't cross that line between like this is fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, nothing makes sense. Yeah.
It's edgy. You're right. It has that like. It's horny, but it's so built into the world that it's like
you're numb
not
to
even.
It. You walk through the game and there's like half naked people and you're just like, that's the norm. They're chromed up. They got to show what they got.
And it just it has that fucking the DNA of Imaishi where it's like, of course Lucy's gonna be topless. Why wouldn't she just walk around her house naked? Have you ever had a wife? It's like, yeah, and she doesn't do that. Well, mine does. Mine does.
So I put her in the thing.
So, yeah, dude, Cyberpunk is just phenomenal. We need more anime like Cyberpunk, I think, to where it's a open and shut story. It's not made to pander to fucking an IP or to a demographic. Cyberpunk just came out, made a badass story, had a bunch of fun. It had a little bit of fun. It had a romance, damn it, which might not have been the deepest thing, but
it still hits you.
It still fucking hits you. I mean, nobody cries at, do I really want to stay at your house if David and Lucy don't do romance stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's such a bittersweet. I love bittersweet anime too, and for anybody who has made the mistake of not watching Cyberpunk, I won't spoil it, but very bittersweet ending.
Yeah,
you know,
won't make you cry.
It's just got it. It's such a fucking perfect little package of 10 episodes of kick-ass and chew bubblegum, and we're all out of bubblegum, so all we can do is kick ass.
One of our few 10 out of 10s.
I think that's like my 8th wrestling reference today. I'm just going to keep sprinkling them in here and there.
We're going to have to move on now.
Yeah. So that's all I got, my guy. If you want to hop in, go for your 3x3.
All right. So I want to make a note ahead of time for my 3x3 that Earthworm doesn't get to see. I don't know if it's popped up yet or I'm supposed to say them one by one.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
All right. I want to make it known that I wanted to put a movie and I didn't do it, so I would sub it out. But you know what? I'm going to stick to what I got. So
Okay. We're already here.
we're going to start from the top left and work all the way down.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready?
All right.
We got Yu Yu Hakusho,
All right.
Naruto,
No way.
Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
If you notice, that's the shonen
That's your
category.
That's
the
your
shonen
stripe.
category.
Okay.
We have Kotaro Lives Alone,
Okay.
Vinland Saga, Haikyuu. It's the second row right there.
Gotcha.
We have Comey Can't Communicate.
Okay.
I got some words with you.
Right.
Attack on Titan and SAO. The original and Alicization. I don't care. All of SAO. Fuck off. It's my fucking podcast.
It's my list.
And I do what I want with it. Here, if you want to look at it to remind
Yeah,
yourself.
sure. All right. Let me see that. All right. What do
Just
we got?
because I didn't do a 3x3, I'm going to have to. So you could say Attack on Titan shonen. No, it is not. It is, if you get past that first season, even into the second season, it goes a lot different than just action at this point. It is not a shonen. It's a drama.
That's a prime example of what I've been saying recently.
Yeah.
Shonen's a demographic, not a genre. Like Attack on Titan and Naruto are not the same kind of fucking show.
When
Not at all.
when my top shonen thing is more of like the battle shonen, the pinnacle for me of battle shonen. So that's why those top three are there. Hunter x
Okay.
Hunter is more advanced, but you know.
Okay, so like, I do want to.
This makes a lot of sense for my list, doesn't it?
It really does. I
It
do want
really does.
I do want to talk about Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, and Hunter x Hunter. I don't
You
know.
want
if
me to go through that first?
I don't want to know if you want. You can go through them individually or kind of compare and contrast them. But I guess what would you say makes them different enough to each kind of? Obviously, I know they're different shows, but what do you think makes them different enough to quantify their
Easy,
own?
yeah, easy right
their own
away.
list. Okay.
Okay, so Yu Yu Hakusho is the classic anime where I could say Dragon Ball Z on that list because of the nostalgia,
That's
the
a
me
good-
and
yeah,
you
that's a good
moments
one.
and all that. But truly, I can't even watch the anime now.
Yeah, you.
And
don't
I'm
want
sorry for
another
all you
anime.
Dragon Ball Z fans and all that. You're enjoying the ride still. I'm not. So Yu Yu Hakusho is something I've watched 3 times. You've watched 4 times. We've talked about numerous times. I always want to watch it again. I think about us because we watched that when we were fucking kids. So not only is it to me like the original and one of the pinnacles next to Dragon Ball Z of battle shonen anime. But yeah, it's more of a nostalgia and what represents our friendship in a way.
Sure. Yep.
So I like that. So that's why.
Okay. All right.
Yu Yu Hakusho never hit the resonance like you do with Yusuke.
Yeah.
But I love the characters. It brings me back all the time. I just ordered a shirt because I want some Yu Yu Hakusho merch. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. So, yeah, that's just why it deserves to be on there. It's kind of like the older out of the whole group. You know what I'm saying?
It's the elder statesman of this.
Yeah, the before the Hunter x Hunter, which leads me to Hunter x Hunter.
All right. So what's the Hunter x Hunter's deal? Why
Changed
is
my
this?
whole idea on how to make the right shonen.
Changed my fucking life. I started going
Like,
to church.
Oh, Lord, yeah. I tasted the Hunter x Hunter fruit. And you know what happened? The Lord took it from me, and I won't get a finish to the series. Anyway.
Lord, save my eternal soul from the dark continent.
Damn. I just lost my train of thought because I'm thinking about putting my hands up, and they're like, what are you thankful for? I don't know. The day Takashi finishes Hunter x Hunter.
Father in heaven, I must confess. What is it, my son? I did not like Kite. Get out.
So now when it comes to Hunter x Hunter, like basically I just came off of Naruto, which I'm saving Naruto for last because that's just a whole different story, and half the people listening that don't like this battle show is like Naruto sucks. So
it's
you know,
that's your Yu Yu Hakusho though, like it
pretty
kind of
much.
is.
But yeah, Hunter x Hunter was like defined of like how you make power scaling, how you make characters like. Yeah, I'm the main character. It doesn't mean you get to just waltz through and win all the time. It just changed my whole outlook on things and made me like kind of like you said. I watched it pretty recently after Naruto, and ever since then, I haven't really found that same itch, even in new shonen. Like Demon Slayer doesn't hit the same as Hunter x Hunter, even though it looks so good. You know what I'm
Nothing
saying?
hits the same, bro.
No, nothing hits the same. So it's like it ruined me. but also I feel like that defined me because that's where I wanted to set the bar. And everything that I see in a shonen, I want it to be like that, but finished. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, Naruto.
All right, yeah, Naruto.
Can't see from my viewers. Most of my figure. I like Naruto a lot. It is literally my younger teens of having some crazy shit going on, powers, battling, the great fight sequences and all that with kung fu, essentially. It's just everything that my little 15-year-old heart wants to watch all the time. I watched it a second time with my friend, and I was like, I don't care how old I am. Like, if when I have a child, if they grew up and they somehow were still watching Naruto, even if it was Boruto, they're like, hey, I want to watch this. I'm going to watch it.
I'll
because
take it.
That it seems like a good time to me for the battle shonen. Did it lose its way? Yeah. But the memories I had, the character development, because you had to spend 700 episodes, it's the longest show out of anything I have on my anime list that I watched.
Okay, yeah.
More than Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It literally is the
really
most I've ever... Could I do it now, like you said? Probably not. But I did it. And that's something to be accomplished. I mean, to you people that are still watching One Piece, you're amazing.
Good on
We're
you.
never going to do that.
Fucking fair.
We're not going to be able to go up to 1,000 episodes. We're not.
Fair play to you, but...
So it's like, it's the feeling that it was the longest anime I went through, the amount of characters, the cool powers, and the figures. They're just so easy to find. Anything. It's just, that's why.
Sure, okay.
So that's my three pinnacles of shonen battle.
All right.
That I like.
I get that. Little by the generations, by the decade.
That's my oldest anime on this list is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
But this is where I was thinking about Akira, and I could almost say, all right, I could take out one of the ones down below because I didn't want to get rid of my main three. But I didn't think of the movie. I didn't think a movie should be on there, and I fucked up. So.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. All right, so I guess we'll go down to the second line now. Let's talk about Kotaro Lives Alone. I mean, I know you would love this show, but explain to me exactly why.
This is where I wanted people to understand that I can be into a sad drama slice of life show.
Okay.
This isn't Moe, I don't think, even though the kid's kind of cute and adorable.
It's super cute like that. I don't know if it really falls into
But
there's a lot of rules
when
about
I
Moe.
recommended this to you, did you really think I was going to come out of the gate going, this is my 10 out of 10?
No, I genuinely didn't think it was going to be that hype for you.
I have the coughs today.
That's fine.
I literally, and I'm saying literally a lot now, but I've wanted to watch it like 3 or 4 times over. But if I'm going to take the time to watch an anime, I always tell myself, you should be watching another anime.
Yeah.
Our adventure is growing, and it bothers me because that's how much I like it. It's a 10-episoder, easy to consume type of show, and I truly, every episode, I never got bored. I never got dull. I loved every moment of it. I liked every character. I got hit with the feels. I got hit with the laughs. I've never had that in any other anime, a complete package.
Sure.
And there was no action to be had. Look at me, guys.
Wait, what do you mean no action? You're swinging around his little sword,
yeah,
bro.
and
Like, what are you talking
he's adorable.
about? Come on.
But that's what I'm just
Give my
saying.
man the credit.
It's the most slice of life, just a kid going through it type of show that I was like, yes. And I that's why I had to be on there. It like defined a new category in my life.
Yeah.
If you make things like Comey, I will watch it.
Fair.
So
fair.
And if you have something that is like Comey, and I know Ranking of Kings on there. Also,
you mean Kotaro? Yeah, I know Comey's on here too. But
oh, my bad.
You're good.
Bad,
I was just like, wait, when did we start talking about Comey?
No, I was trying to talk about because you know how Ranking of Kings.
Yeah, they're Bochi's a great boy.
But we're already at what, like 37 episodes because it keeps going. It's like
I thought Ranking of Kings was. First of all,
I thought it was broken up in 24 episodes first season, and now we're at the second part of it. It's still going.
Did the second season start airing? Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. I know it aired what 20. Yeah, you aired the 24.
We're
episodes.
Up to 23 episodes right now,
okay.
And it's all one season, so it's about to finish.
I feel like it's already. Is it supposed to be 24 total? I feel like it's done airing for now. Like the what we have is done airing until we get like season 2 or whatever.
Yeah, it is finished.
Yeah, okay.
Yep,
all right.
Yep.
You were confusing me there.
My bad.
Just let me put the ball in the hole.
Yeah. So I know that is one that's recommended. Like anything else,
sure.
Like, I'd like to hear about it. That's Kotaro, baby.
Okay, Kotaro could have deserved a place on my list, but it was
Like I said, if you
Too
ever
real
we
for
watch
me.
something again,
Yeah.
I recommend you watch it
Yeah.
when you're in that right, because I'm not saying that did do it to you, but there's a lot of things you've watched where I'm like, yo, kid, you're going to really make yourself get depressed.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
it's like, but then Kotaro hit you too hard to where you're like, I can only give it an 8 because it was too much. And I'm like, what?
It's just fucking.
I was able to watch it, and it's like it didn't hit as hard as the ones you're telling me on some stories. Like I'm like, shit, dude.
It's because
So
Kotaro's like real, you know what I mean? Like,
But
this
that's
could,
good
This
then.
could actually happen to a kid where it's like Made in Abyss. Like again, we're fucking 10 miles into the crust of the earth. Like that's,
I know.
this is all just.
But isn't that
ridiculous.
crazy that it's a real thing that hits you that much? Like it should be a good rating. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Same thing happened when I tried to watch the show Shameless on
Oh yeah.
whatever fucking.
My wife watched all of that.
Oh, it's a really good show. It's fucking phenomenal. But oh my god, everything Frank did reminded me of my dad. And I was like, this is too fucking real. And it honestly, like, it hurts my chest.
It hurts my chest.
Probably need to talk to somebody about that. But yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, next we have Vinland Saga. I don't know that I need you to explain a lot, but if there's anything you want to say about Vinland Saga, the floor is yours.
One of the best revenged stories I ever watched.
Okay.
Where I don't want to spoil
have
it.
you started the farming simulator arc yet?
I started 2 episodes
Okay.
because I just wanted to get I wanted to get a feel for like
Yeah.
how it's gonna go. I do want to like kind of binge it because it's to me very bingeable. At least the first season was. I know it's gonna be different in the second season, but I'm down for anything Vinland Saga. This
course you
isn't
are.
a battle shonen. This is literally
It's not a fucking shonen.
no. It's a storytelling seinen about a kid that's gone through some traumatic stuff, grew up at a very young age in warfare, believed in the warrior code. I don't want to spoil it, but he had revenge on his mind and things didn't go exactly the way he wanted.
Fuck
and
no.
the closure wasn't like the normal good and evil, like you did it or you didn't do it. It was more of like it got taken away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like revenge stories. It's one of my kicks. You know that. I tell you, I like a good revenge story, and this is the best one and the best told, in my opinion. So that's why Vinland Saga is on the list, and has one of the best antagonists. Not really.
Best fucking
Father figure.
One of the best characters.
Yeah, one
I
of the
mean.
best. Yeah, we'll just say characters I've ever seen in media. For me.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's kind of filling the same role that like me putting Cyberpunk on there kind of filled. It's like this is kind of some of the most peak shit that you can get. Like
yeah.
For me, it's hard to pick out one thing in particular that Vinland Saga does so good. It's just everything about it is so 9.5 out of 10. It's just outstanding.
And there's the little small slow spot for like you, and I can see where it is, but it was more of still building on characters and stuff, so I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I rewatched it, or rewatched the first 12 episodes with my buddy Devin, and then my buddy Keith. So we all watched it, and they were enthralled by it. So mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. So
okay, all right. Haikyuu. What's and because you're into other sports anime.
Yes,
so
I've watched a lot more than you on that.
It's like a genre that you legitimately enjoy.
But
so
when it
like
came to my sports, Haikyuu is above the rest.
Sure.
The cut above the rest. You know that. And
of course.
Another shonen, but it's the sports side. It's everything I believe in when I play sports. I want to be the best. I may not be an athlete, but when I'm going against my 7 buddies, let me tell you, I'm trying to be the best out of all 7.
Man, fuck these homies.
But it's not like a bad thing. Like it's more of like Shoyo Hinata.
Yeah.
My boy up here that is just driving to be the best, and I want to be the best. I want to beat all these people, but I want to compete, So that's what the anime represents. It's just competing and that old-fashioned team spirit,
Sure.
The huzzah!
No. This might be obvious, but I do want to ask just so I can clarify. Do you like the more high school sports aspect of Haikyuu, where it's very kind of bubbly, where it's like
realistic?
Realistic, yes, but Haikyuu is very much like we're kids and we're gonna try our best and we're gonna fucking succeed. Whereas something like an Aoshi's like, if I don't do this, my whole family's gonna starve to death.
I like Haikyuu better.
You prefer that? Like, because I know you were into Aoshi.
I like Aoshi more than Blue Lock
because
because it grounds you more to reality on like finally what can happen to a player if he doesn't perform, doesn't make the money for his family. Because not everyone. It's just like the real world today in sports. Like you don't want to. Like athletes should not think coming out, like if they're athletic out of college, thinking I'm going to get on a pro sports team and make money. The statistics show you're not.
Sure.
You need to always have that plan. So Haikyuu like eliminates the whole idea of like this kid's life may be over if they don't win the championship. No, instead the anime is basically pushing that like that team mentality of like, we're gonna be the best, and you're with them for the ride, and you're like, I want to be the best.
That's
and
where
I
I'm
like
at.
that more because anime. I want to feel some good.
That's kind of where
Yeah.
I'm at too. Haikyuu's such comfort food. It's a comfort watch. It's like, this is just great.
I think my most depressing show is Kotaro Lives Alone. Like, I try to be through most of these. They're pretty fun. I don't know.
I mean, Vinland Saga is not very happy.
You're
but
right.
It's
not
painted.
it's
It's
not a-
painted in the veneer of badass Vikings. So you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go, big manly man.
Yeah,
No,
but
we don't know what
the
depression's
villages are
like.
getting pillaged. Women are getting raped. It is like Vikings.
it's
it's
fuck-
not good.
No, bro, fucking kid's fucking dad
start of the
dies
second
and he gets
se-
raised by the murderer. Come on,
I'm not
bro.
spoiling a big. It's just literally the beginning of the first like 5-10 minutes of Vinland Saga season 2. But it's basically seeing from the English side
Mm-hmm.
of just this guy living with his family, and then the next day raided and like everything getting destroyed.
Oh my God.
So you spend a little time with like their perspective, and then look, these Vikings that you thought were like cool because you were on Thorfinn's side in the first one. This is what they're doing.
Yeah, you're on Askeladd's side in the first season, like, yeah, fuck those Saxons, weak ass bitches.
And then you're on the Saxons. You're like,
and then you're like, oh man, these are just people.
Yep.
Wow, this is
so I like that. That's the first episode of the second season. So yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right. Let's go. I think
Now we're on to the last 3. Is it still up?
we're out. What?
Is it still
Oh
up
yeah,
here?
yeah. It'll be
Okay.
here. It'll be. It might probably flip back and forth. I don't know. I'm still working this out. Samurai Whack. He's got some ideas he's working on. He's got
Can
some
you
shit
make
down.
like sparks come out my hand? I'm just
Fucking what the fuck do you want from me, bro? Holy shit!
sorry. I'm just
Fucking a week into fucking video editing, and you're like, yo, can you make me do a Kamehameha, bro? I'm like,
no,
no.
the Rasengan. Get it right. I put Naruto on there. Okay.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Talk about Comey can't communicate. What sets this? Obviously, this is your romance.
This is my
what
romance.
What sets this apart from other romances you've
My
watched?
Dress Up Darling was close because, like you said, that's the horny. And the only thing to counter I already mentioned, to counter your whole like, well, it seems like Comey and Tadano are going to take a long time. Well, yeah, you have Tadano, who's pretty much doesn't think that he's attractive.
No.
He's too scared to talk to Comey at
Mr.
first because
Normal.
she's attractive as shit.
Mhm.
And yet she's nervous because she has the extreme anxiety and shit. So basically, you have two characters that, by right, it is going to take a long time. But instead of some shows like Kaguya, it actually makes a little more sense, and it's not trying to make a whole joke out of it the whole fucking time and then try to immediately go back to, no, this is a romance. It's like,
Hold on,
shut the
wait.
fuck up. So, yeah, Comey is better at it. And I just like it, and it's just so more heartwarming. Like, when she gets that stuffed animal and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, little kitty.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she cuddles with it at night, and she thinks about all the stuff and anything the friends do for her. Like, they think that she don't like it, and she just likes the fact that they did something for her.
Yeah.
It just centers around Comey. That is, for once, I could see the character that you must protect with your whole life.
You understand that?
I understand it
We will
wholeheartedly.
protect.
You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
you dare lewd Comey-chan, or you? I swear
And that's
to God.
the thing. A lot of people loot it. I know that, and a lot of people are into looting any of these characters. It's how it is. But I truly think about it, and it makes me upset.
And that's why I picked Dress Up Darling and you picked Comey.
Yeah.
Just different minds here,
Different
brother.
minds, yeah. So that's what I mean. It's just Comey's my romance that I really enjoyed. I like the cast of characters. I like what they're doing with like Tajima and Najima.
Yep.
And all these like different, like, I know they're surface level outside of Najima, but there's a good cast of them, and they just work well with Comey because she doesn't communicate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just the comedy aspect of it. I like all the reading and what's going on in her head. No one understands.
Sure.
Some people don't like that. I love it. So
Okay. All right. No,
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. You're more of a wholesome romance guy.
absolutely. And you
Alright.
wouldn't know that, but this is the little variety of me.
Well, that's
that, you
why
know,
we do this, to
Yeah.
really explain. 'Cause people might think, oh, he likes Naruto and he likes fucking all these shonens. He must be a fucking
a
big
lo-
titty
I mean, a lot of them,
horny
so like
dude.
Vinland Saga, it's literally a fucking fucked up show a little bit, a little violent.
Can be a little bit. All right, got 2 left. We're gonna talk about. All right, Attack on Titan.
Okay.
What? All right, talk to me.
I wasn't going
Attack
to
on
pick Attack
Titan.
on Titan because it sounded like the generic, like nowadays, like Attack on Titan.
No, first of
So-
all, tell me, why are you so basic?
Why are you so basic?
Have you ever had an original thought in your entire life?
Now, let me tell you why anyone that hates on you for liking Attack on Titan as much as you are, or doesn't believe the hype, are just sipping haterade and want to be a part of the culture that is against Attack on Titan. I get it. They've butchered how the length goes because of these parts and all that. Like Mr. Earthworm on the other side is the one. That may have ruined your whole why it's not on the 3x3. But you're telling me if it goes the way you've talked about and it ends on the note we're thinking, this isn't one of the best animes to ever come out of the industry ever. It went from the beginning of Titans and hack and slash and the basic shit to all of a sudden this end of the story where we don't even know what the fuck Aaron did half the time because it's so big brain. And you're a JoJo fan.
Yeah.
This is Attack on Titan. This defines. I've watched it almost 3 times now, and every time I'm hooked. It's good.
Okay. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I think for me it might be more of like, I can't remember what anime I'd said this about, but I might be more of a I don't know that I'd want another Attack on Titan. Like it really struck gold. And if you can tell a story like Attack on Titan,
there be another? This is the Attack on Titan right now.
But I guess what I'm saying is like you watched Cabaneri the Iron Fortress and you really liked it, right?
That was made after, yep.
Sure. But that they're very similar shows, right? As far as like plot and like everything goes.
Oh no, not close to the plot.
I thought it was
it's more on the basis of like people are hiding behind instead of an iron wall, a moving train.
Yeah, you change
and there's zombies that attack you, kind of like the Titans. But the plot, like with the the Eldians and everything, the Marlians,
maybe I'm
Titans in the walls.
Yeah, maybe I should have said premise.
Yeah, but
similar
that's
premise.
What I mean. It's not plot at all. Yeah.
I guess what I'm getting at is like Attack on Titan is like a special case for me, and I don't know that I would like everything in a similar vein as Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Where it's like if you just give me another show about giants beating the shit out of regular humans, I don't think I'd be super into it. But Attack on Titan's fucking special.
But we talk about, why you didn't like 86, and I'm not a big fan of it either, but like trying to make this whole, it's a war and a bunch of government shit going on, even though not much government shit's going on. Like Gundam tries to be political, not many shows can really harper onto the, that the essence of the whole like conflict going on with the battles and the warfare and the different countries and stuff like that is in Attack on Titan. This is kind of like my pick for that.
This is like your ideal political
because
intrigue
it really
thriller.
goes from all action, big old Titan things to a political drama.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of stuff of infiltrating and working as a double agent type of shit. You know what I mean? People know by now, but like Reiner and all that shit, like. You were blown away when you found out that shit in season 2. We forget because we've just been strung along for so long, but it's one of the most peak anime ever. Sorry, it's here to stay.
I mean, you're not wrong, dude.
No,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's a good representative, and
you're all gonna see mass genocide. So
I have such a fucking problem. Like political intrigue is such a hit or miss for me.
Yeah, because that's why you didn't like Well, you liked the ending, but you didn't like the whole story was Code Geass. It's so political.
Fucking way too much political shit. I have no idea what's going on. I'm like, I guess these guys are allied now. I have no... Why? Since when? Who cares? So, yeah, political intrigue is such a hit or miss fucking thing for me to where I don't know if, like, I couldn't put something that was like, this is on here for political intrigue on my 3x3 because I really 90% of the time don't fucking like it. Even Attack on Titan, the whole Historia arc, gone.
Yeah.
I don't remember a single part about it other than Giant Rod Rice Titan. That's all I remember from that fucking arc. Everything else, Historia is like royalty.
She's literally made. She's there to make babies.
It's like other than that, I was like, who the fuck? When Kenny showed up, I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Kenny.
And then everybody's like, he's important, and I'm like, how? He's a cowboy. Since when are there cowboys here?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's good, but I still can't say, like, yes, I like the politics.
I just did because it was something where it's not too complicated.
It's not, it could be worse.
But it had enough of, like, oh my God moments. It has enough action moments. It has enough fucking, like, depressing, sad, emotional moments.
Yeah, okay.
We can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the whole package. So
okay. I understand that. All right.
Last one?
Last one.
You need to ask? You're not surprised. Come on, man.
No, honestly... This one, I actually am genuinely surprised that it has stuck
on here. This is the one where probably Akira could have taken out.
Yeah, but I know you like Sword Art Online. I know that.
Yes.
And I'm not saying...
I could explain why also.
Why did it make it onto your 3x3, I guess, is what I'm asking.
It's because we said we have to describe who I am.
So
through these anime,
why that over a better isekai like a Mushoku Tensei? Do you...
Because I don't relate to half the shit that goes on there where a 40-year-old is in a child's body. It just... I'm not saying that defines who you are if you put that on your 3x3. I'm not saying that. but it's good. But we haven't even seen it get close to like I've already watched almost the completion of SAO now.
Yeah.
They may continue it. I don't want them to, but anyway, they've kind of completed it.
No, we have the progressive storyline like that can keep going. That's cool.
That's what I mean. And this may retell it to where it's even better than what I witnessed. But yeah, so like I thought of Jobless Reincarnation because I'm like I got to put in my isekai. I have Konosuba. I really like it. It was more of just jokes and humor, but that could be like my comedy isekai.
Sure, yeah.
But then I'm like, okay, what was my peak isekai? Like, what do I still think about? What do I still enjoy? Like mindless fun. And defines who I am to where I'll say, yes, well, it's not like this and not like that. But then in my title, I'm called JD the Simple. What is the most simplest looking isekai probably with really no explanation, just a bunch of sword fights and Kirito being a badass and Asuna being Asuna. Sword Art Online, you know?
Sure.
You know, you got Jobless Reincarnation, but it's not Sword Art Online. It's not just mindless fucking shit thrown in there. It's just not.
So it sounds to me this is less of a representation of what you like out of isekais and more of a representation of what you like you said, that
this
turn
is like
your
the
brain
having
off,
fun,
fun,
turn the brain off, be the monkey brain like Connor would say on Trash Taste.
Sure.
Out of all of them, like Naruto has more in-depth story to me than Sword Art Online. It doesn't have a really in-depth story until Alicization.
Okay.
In my opinion, so but yeah, I have to put mostly the SAO as a package because the original now has soured for me. The more I listen, I understand that whole other half was just god awful. It is.
It's just
but
terrible.
It's still an 8 for me because I love that beginning.
Okay.
And now the progressive movies are like, hey, we may fix it. And it's like, will ya? You know? So yeah, it's just that's it. I really wish I could define it more. This probably could have been kicked out for Akira.
Sure.
You know, Jobless could have made but it's not been enough time yet with Jobless.
I understand that, and like you wouldn't have had that because you enjoy anime where it's
RE
like,
Zero
could
have been
some
on
battle.
There.
This is just some fun. We're just having a good time. I don't have to sit down and fucking think too much about this. I've seen.
It looks
I've watched
great.
You enjoy that over the years. So
yeah. Well, because
I Date in Deities is one that comes to mind. It's like it's kind of edgy. It's just some fucking stupid action.
The fights were good though.
Just dumb fun. Yeah, but like. It wasn't like changing the landscape of anime. It was just like, we're going to go out here. We're going to do some fucked up shit. We're going to get out of here, whatever. And you seem to really enjoy that, where I was like, well, what are you trying to really say?
That's what was crazy when Demon Slayer happened.
Yeah.
You liked all the just action. I'm like, yo, there's like nothing progressing forward. It's just fighting more lower levels.
That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, you know.
Maybe it's the production. I think it has a lot to do with the production value of Demon Slayer.
It looks so good.
Yeah. So... before we finish up, I am curious. I know you mentioned a couple. Do you have any like honorable mentions that like besides Akira?
I'd like to mention Akira.
Okay, you mentioned Akira.
Akira. If we had another movie, Sword of the Stranger, is one that I've rated a 10 out of 10 instead of Akira. That's where, like you said, it's not mindless because there's a story behind it.
No,
but
that's
the sword fights and the fighting in that, where the flashy shit's going all over. I had a hard on for.
And it's reminiscent of like a cyberpunk where it's like it's a story. Obviously it's a movie.
It's told and it's done. Yeah.
It's getting out of here. It's not like, it's a very finite ending. It's kind of open to interpretation, but regardless of which interpretation, there's kind of a stopping point. There's no more sword fights.
Yeah, and I would also like to throw in there Konosuba, like I said, honorable mention, because I don't have a lot of comedies I watch, and I feel like that's one of the few where it's just strictly comedy.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked it a lot. So, but what about you? What do you got any honorable?
I did. So one that's kind of might be surprising, but I really thought about putting this on. I almost put on The Promised Neverland. Specifically the first season.
I guess, yeah.
Because I wanted something, and Kaguya-sama also kind of fought for this spot. I wanted something to represent my love for like non-battle anime, where there's no actual fights going on, but it still has that battle shonen formula.
Yeah.
And I think Promised Neverland probably did that the best. The first season, again, we're just sticking in there. I think it probably did that the best out of any anime I've seen. Like, Death Note was really, really good for that, like, intellectual mind game battle thing, but nothing has had me on the edge of my seat like Promised Neverland did. So that for sure got an honorable mention. Red Line, because Red Line is up there with Akira. It was really just, I had to pick one at the end. Fruits Basket, because it's probably like the best.
You have a lot of honorable mentions.
I do, dude. This was more difficult than I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
This was way more difficult than I wanted it to be. Kicked around Mob Psycho.
You never said
bit.
Hunter x Hunter.
I didn't, because I just think Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho are just very similar to me as far as, and then JoJo's also picks up that like wild battleness of the shonen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Hunter x Hunter, it's like it's a better written story than JoJo's, but it doesn't have that like that absurd peak that JoJo's has. So that's why I left Hunter.
I also thought of Psycho-Pass just the first season.
I thought about Psycho-Pass
because that was like the changing of like making a. I don't watch a lot of crime thrillers, and that was one of the few where I was very like Monster. I'm now getting into a crime thriller, technically psychological, but Psycho-Pass is definitely the closest I think I've gotten.
So I thought about that. I really wanted to put some like again Urobuchi representation because everything I've seen of his, besides pretty much everything I've seen of his, I loved.
Yeah.
But I just didn't. It was weird, man. It's like, well, I like this because it's Gen Urobuchi. I don't know if there's any other reason I can say that I like this particular anime over everything else. Like it's his DNA through this. That's what makes it special. You know, Madoka, Fate, Psycho-Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for my honorable mentions. Definitely. I mean, there's plenty. Dragon Maid, I thought putting on there for my wholesome pick, but you know, I don't know if I want anime with like I like Dragon Maid and it doesn't bother me, but there's some problematic shit in there. I don't know if I want anime to give me a Shota all the time with a big titty anime dragon lady that's trying to seduce him. We don't need it. All right. I'm willing to accept it once. Don't need it anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully you guys liked the 3x3s.
I hope it was a great experience for everybody.
Mine probably looks really like yours really caught me off guard a little bit.
I hope so. I was
so let us know who you think was like more of like, oh no, I expected to go that way. Probably me. But, you know, we'll find out.
Who's more predictable? That's what we're asking here. That's the question. Like we mentioned earlier in the episode, if you have any anime suggestions spawned on by our 3x3s, feel free to send them our way. Obviously, no guarantees that we will watch it immediately, but it's always nice to be able to add to the list.
Yeah.
If you have your own 3x3, we would love to see it. Perhaps there's an anime that we've seen that we can recommend you. You know, if you're a seasoned anime fan, you probably got a lot more under the belt. But if you're one of our a newer anime fans that come around and is like, these guys seem like they can ease me into the culture. You're specifically who we're talking to. Send us your 3x3s. We will hit you back with a wonderful anime that you can watch or don't. That's fine.
Or just hit up the Discord. Everybody in the Discord's willing to help, but you know, there's opinions on there, so don't take everything they say to heart. Look it up yourself. You'll know through looking at it yourself.
Like all our Discord members are beautiful people and they're all wonderful and for the most part respectful, but at the end of the day, we're all dirty fucking weebs and we're like arguing about fucking anime titties and drawings of ladies and like, you know, so take it all with a grain of salt. It's all good. Like JD said, though, to get into all that anime titty discussion, go over to our Discord. Link will be in the show notes. We also have an Instagram or Twitter. Link is also in the show notes and the episode description. If you really enjoyed the content and want to do a little bit extra to help support us, such as previously mentioned Embium and Clear and Sweet, patreon.com/Anime Brothers Podcast. For $1 a month, you get into everything that we do for patrons right now. Monthly Q&A, exclusive Discord chat. Let's see what else we got. Early access to extra episodes.
Yeah, when those come out.
We don't record them all the time, but when we do, you get them before everybody else.
That's right.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTube shit, whatever.
Like and subscribe.
You know, yeah.
Hey, we're trying to get to 100 subscribers. If so, next episode, Earthworm will have his shirt off.
Shit, man.
I'm just
No, when summertime comes though, like
it's gonna get hot in here.
I thought about because it gets hot in here. I thought about
but now we got the blackout curtain.
It's true.
Yeah,
we should do some lifeguard shit. Like we just get some fucking red shorts, get the sunglasses on.
Oh my god, I'm gonna put the little thing of right on my nose. It's never gonna go away. Yeah, sunscreen.
If you want to see that, please let us know. Reach out to us and let us know what next stupid costume you want us to dress up in.
Apparently, I need to be in a skimpy cosplay next.
Well, I mean, to keep things
I'm
fair,
a simple man.
You know?
I don't know.
No, I did that to myself. We don't have to put JD through that. I volunteered. This was
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, this was a me thing. Until next week, though, I have been Earthworm. That is JD.
I'm JD.
We've been the Anime Brothers Podcast, and we'll see you all later.
Peace out.